Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Laura, and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, it is a story time. It's a 911 story time, but like with a twist. I'm gonna tell you guys about the time that my coworker, another 911 dispatcher, was arrested at work. So if you're interested in hearing the story, definitely stay tuned. Okay, so I posted a poll on my YouTube community tab to ask you guys what video you are the most interested in seeing. And of course you chose the juicy one about the time that my 911 dispatcher coworker was arrested on the job. And so I'm going to tell you that story. I'm going to leave out some pieces, but not anything major, but we'll see. We'll see what we can share. I don't want them coming back at me, but this is definitely public record. This is definitely public knowledge. And public record. So there is a console at the agency that I worked for that is pretty much right in the middle of the call center, and you can see for the most part everything except maybe like the fire dispatch area. But you can see the front door, you can see the supervisor desk, you can see NCIC dispatchers, you can see police dispatchers, you can see majority of the call takers as well. So it's like a prime spot that I absolutely loved, and I sat there like every day if I could, if someone else wasn't already there. That's important to know in this story. It's also important to know that in 911 dispatch, for the most part, there are cameras. In my agency, there were cameras outside of the building. There are cameras inside of the building going up the stairs. There are cameras pretty much everywhere. And those cameras are, like in our dispatch center, we had a television in our center that had the footage from the camera. So you can see everything that's going on. That's important to know as well. So this day in particular, I'm at work, I'm taking calls, I'm taking calls this day, and I'm on the phone and I see an officer walk in. Now this officer is, so in my agency, officers don't come in a lot because we're not part of the police department, so they didn't always come in there. Like very rarely did a police officer come into our dispatch center. So to see one just walk in randomly was kind of odd, right? So I was like, what is he doing in here? And then like maybe 30 seconds later, a sheriff came. And so the sheriff was a county sheriff. And so they never came to our dispatch center because they didn't have any need to. They had no jurisdiction there. We're in the same county, but our city had its own 911 dispatchers, had its own police officers. So we really didn't contact county unless we were transferring a call to them that got routed to us by mistake. So I was like, oh wow. So they get the supervisor and they start speaking with her. I then see my supervisor walk over to one of my friends who's at an ops console, which means they can do anything. They can do police dispatch, NCIC dispatch, or take calls because they have all the proper equipment at that console to do whatever. And so my friend was sitting there. The supervisor walked over to my friend and she tapped her on the shoulder. I didn't hear what she said, but I later found out that she asked her to take over the police channel, channel 2. So my friend took over the channel, and the person who was on channel 2, the supervisor tapped him on his shoulder and just like signaled for him to come with her. And I heard him say, "Do you want me to get my bag?" And she said no. So I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then my phone rang, so I had to answer a call. So I'm answering the call, I'm giving the attention to my caller, but I see them get up and I see them walk out. By then, my phone call was over with and I didn't have anything to do. It wasn't even busy that day. Like this, that's the crazy thing. It was not even a busy day. So I'm sitting at my console and I see them take him out into the lobby area of our 911 center. And then I see someone, because it's clear, so you can see through, and I see someone take his picture with their phone. And I, at that moment, knew that he was being arrested. Oh, I forgot to add that after the sheriff came in, someone else came in with a jacket that said FBI Task Force. I can't believe I forgot that. They took him out, all of the three of them and the supervisor went outside with him out in the lobby area. And I saw, like I said, I saw the sheriff or the city police officer take his picture with a phone. Now, I knew from working NCIC that most of the officers will take a picture of the subject to ensure that they have the right person in custody. So when I saw that happen, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I saw them put his hands behind his back and handcuff him. And meanwhile, we are like, well, I am like, what the hell is going on? And some of my other coworkers and I are kind of talking amongst ourselves, because at that point, like I said to you all, it's going to be important in this story that we have cameras in there and you can see everything. And so we could see the officers escorting him up the stairs. On the cameras, we could see this. And then we could see them putting him in the car, the squad car outside, and driving off. And we are just like, what just happened? Like, why did my coworker just get arrested? And so, like I said in other videos, 911 dispatchers are like nosy people. Like, we want to know everything, because I think so. That's why we get into that job. We get into it to help people, but we just nosy folk. And so, we looked, because, you know, any officer in your city, they have to put in their location, like that, to tell you where they're going. And so when we looked at that officer's squad, we realized that they were going to a place in town where they take people who generally are dealing with sex crimes against children. And so I was just like, wait a second. Like, what? This is crazy. And meanwhile, still, we had no idea what happened. We had no idea what had occurred with him and why he was arrested. None of that. We just knew that they took him to the place that they take children who've been involved in sex crimes and things like that. Well, later on that day, his mugshot came out in the county, or for the county, and we were able to find out that he was arrested for possession of child pornography. And I was like, what? And long story short, he had been communicating online with someone who he thought was a parent, and it ended up being someone part of the FBI task force. And he was a part of an operation to catch child predators. And he was one of many that was arrested on that day. And I believe he was sentenced to about 5 years in prison. It was crazy. That day in particular, or the day after, pretty much that whole week, we kept getting calls on the non-emergency number from the media, asking us if we knew this person, asking us if we knew what had happened, if we knew that he was this type of person. There were media trucks outside of our job, and when we got off of work, there would be, you know, reporters there to ask us questions for like the first couple of days. First few days that they found out that this person worked where they worked, they were always there looking for a story or looking for a little bit more information about him. But that was crazy. That was like, and then we got emails like, we're not talking about this, like, don't ask questions. And so we didn't. Nobody asked questions, not to the supervisors. We talked amongst ourselves, but no one asked the bosses what had occurred. But after the investigation, he was terminated, but he never came back there. He went to jail for, I don't know how long. He was in jail for a little bit and bonded out, and then he had to go to trial, and when he's in prison now. And he got 5 years, so he'll probably get out relatively soon. I don't know. I looked it up and I think it said 2022 or 2020 maybe. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know that it was like way different, but guys, if you're a 911 dispatcher and you do something crazy, you might get arrested at work. So don't do no crazy stuff and you don't have to worry about it. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Also, click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I drop a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being faithful subscribers. And I will be back real soon with another video. Bye, guys.